Boom. Okay guys, hello, welcome back gamer, welcome back turtles, Where was I? Well, what's up dude, not so much for now. Yesterday I was a bit sick and now I... Technically this is gonna answer most questions here, but I was a bit sick yesterday so I kept having to run to the bathroom. Which is why there was no stream, but feel better now, all that matters here, all that matters. And what's your amazing news turtles? There we go. Sure, man, as long as it's appropriate here, yeah, sure. As long as it's appropriate here. Here we go. Continuing the trial. We just proved that the locker was unlocked, so it doesn't necessarily have to be Goodman. That's good, Turtle, that's good. It's definitely good you stopped one. There are definitely a lot of bad people online. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. Going through the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Problematic here, Ah, gotcha. That's good, getting rid of bad people offline. Although, in all honesty, they're just gonna make another account and, do it again, but hey. At least they have to start from ground zero. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. It was fun, hey? The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. 777, probably the police chief. Just before the crime, yes, without a doubt this is a victim's ID. However, one thing that does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? Yep, then they tried doing guilt tripping, yep. Yeah. Bad people do that, man. Bad people do that. All that emotional manipulation. Like, if you press on someone, you turtled them, yeah. Yes, you did, yep. But it was an actually justifiable turtles instead of a normal turtle. Anyways, here, this particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. I mean, hey, if you're gonna do stuff like that, better to do it until someone who deserves it, right? Anyways, extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Hear gunshots outside. Well, you are in America. Good old America, man. Ooh. Wait, what are you talking about, gamer? Turtle right now is talking about, a groomer that was on TikTok, yeah. Oh yeah, I saw your video, not too bad, not too bad. Gamer. What? One thing, man. One thing, gamer. The volume of the boom, man, it like burst in my ears. I'm like... it was so darn loud. But then you just closed your windows and you were fine. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where the heck you live, and I don't want to know that, but hey, gunshots. Sounds like a hassle. Sounds like in Detroit or something. And you made a good friend, good on that. No matter how quiet you put it, it was still loud, But, nope, I don't need to know where you live, man. But, oh yeah, gamer, what software do you use? Because, like, if you go to something like OpenShot or whatever, you can, turn it down, like, a lot more. CapCut, OpenShot's pretty good, so I don't know how good CapCut is. CapCut is here. But, yeah, probably you need something to do with volume, definitely there. Oh, you do everything on your phone, ah. Oh yeah, I guess that would make it much more difficult, eh? That reminds me, speaking of editing, man. I've been trying to compress the Undertale yellow. I'm trying to compress, it's like 12 hours of video. Trying to compress it all the way into 2, so I'm having to cut so much stuff, man. Oh, so much heckin' stuff. Cause I, like, don't want to do the long one. Man. Anyways, can you believe the guy that made the original video actually liked the video you made? Wait, he did. I didn't see that. I don't know, I watched it, like, basically right after you sent it, eh? I want to see, eh? Did he comment on it then? His name was Just Gamer, ah. Oh, that's pretty good then. That's pretty good, man. Good for you, eh? I'm gonna get a check-in. The person you made friends with is, good for you, Turtles. Good for you. Let's see, you're, well, in fact, that's a dude you look up to as a YouTuber. Hey, great. That's always nice to know. Hey. Good for you, man. Good for you. Anyways, here, we should probably continue. But yeah, I mean, hey, having someone you look up to, let you work or stuff like that, pretty good. Pretty good. I remember a long time ago, actually, I found out for someone and they liked it. And I still remember, man. I can remember. Even if it was, honestly, I don't know how much. Maybe like, that was when I was in my teens. 30 nothing, I don't know. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. She's looking for you, eh? Is she looking for you, or is she looking for... Wait. Oh, no, he's looking for, this gamer, gotcha. You eat your dog. Good for you, Turtle's good for you. Anyways, there were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Mystery Man 2. Yeah, wrong thing, you both have gamer in your name. Yeah, I'm wondering how he found your thing. Actually, probably found it by, supposedly, I don't know if you told him about, oh, you tagged him, I know also, like, if you have content or whatever, if someone reacts to your content, they kind of get, like, tagged in it or whatever, it, like, shows up in their YouTube studio or whatever. And I don't know what those are, Turtle, but I'm not gonna search it up either. Anyways, Mystery Man 2 is one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. Well, push everything here, get as much information as possible, and we should be fine. Here we go. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? It's an ugly creature from an N64 game, Oh, you're talking about the fat guys, gotcha. fat guys, I know what you mean. Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory signs, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. In the description, I put this isn't my video. I just voiced over it. Original video made by Just Gamer, so make sure to go sub to him. So I think that's how he found out. Ah, maybe. It's either that or the content ID told him that someone had some of his video in it. Jitters, I'm not gonna give you information, man. I really ain't. But speaking of that, you know what annoyed me, man? So yesterday when my stomach was feeling better, I decided to play some Valorant, and then the person asked how many kids I could have, man. It's like, gosh darn it. They go, yeah, how many kids do you have? It's like, gosh darn it. Yeah, well, whatever. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Yeah, I swear. Online people always heckin' assume that, like, yeah, you have kids by now. It's like, oh man. It was you. I don't think it was you, man. Don't think. Went to the evidence room. One must use their ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it right from you? Keeping it out in the open like that. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used as a record of it, let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. Oh, great. You're more normal. Let's see here. So, you're least normal on TikTok. You're kinda middle ground on Twitch. Actually, no. No, never mind, you're like, not. So, let's see. So, from least normal to most normal, probably TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Guessing like that, right? So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Hey, dear. Yeah, this is the one we're gonna object to here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you aren't wrong there, man. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID cards, sir. No. That would be weird, Turtles. That would be weird. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID cards, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. But maybe he just panicked. Everything stems from contradictions, and let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. I don't think that would be allowed for a job. You get put in jail yourself. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it, come on. Let's show them what we've got. Aha. Save here. We're gonna object here. You like turtles? I thought you said you liked to eat turtles. Anyways, wait 1 moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. No. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Yeah, you did the milk thing right. You did the milk thing with Tim Tams. They are pretty good that way. I mean, they're fine on their own, but they can be a bit dry on their own. They made you lightheaded for some reason. Weird. No, you did do the. Not the milk, man. You should have done the milk. Whatever. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. I don't know. Maybe you have diabetes, turtles. Who knows? Anyways, you're on. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. You should have done the milk. You should have done the milk, turtles. Anyways, you're off. Lost item report. It's only half completed. He ate them all in one sitting. That is what it is. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. His ID. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? You want more? Well, maybe you should do milk. Next time, do some milk as well. I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you don't eat it too often, you'll be fine. You know, eat like 1 meal a day, don't eat anything else, and have some treats every now and then, but then, you know, nothing else. Then you don't really gain weight. And it was here, the man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Oh. Chocolate Tim Tams, not caramel. First, you gotta use the original Tim Tams, like there's literally just original Tim Tams. You bite both of the sides off, drink the milk through it. Good, it's good. I don't think there are caramel Tim Tams here. I don't think there's caramel or chocolate Tim Tams here. There's only original, man. There's only original. I don't know. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I don't know why he said that. You think about it, it was found at the crime scene of us, so why would it have been stolen? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 grounds to support this. The unlocked locker. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. And am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? We're screwing over our case right now. Is that so, turtles? Okay, anyways, am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, he must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. The instance of the murder. That is... Well, I guess it's right. There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. Pardon me, yeah. This isn't going to end well. Oh no, we screwed ourselves over. Although I already knew. Well, it seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. Totally, yep. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. But there's still a problem. The two may have stole the ID card, but the ID card was found at the prosecutor's office area or the prosecutor's building, which is still doesn't work when the murder occurred. Whatever. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ugh. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, Turtle, delete that account. Delete that account, Turtle. Delete it immediately. I do not want that account here. That account is not welcome. That account is not welcome here. However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else, Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? It still doesn't help here, huh? I object. I object here. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not, but I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. Yes, change it back. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. That's a weird one. The security video did not show the actual murder. Yep. Please, I already watched this multiple times. Don't make me watch it again. I want to know how the guy got out though here. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? Sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean, Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truths. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify. What is his or her name? Jake Marshall. Why did I end it up one last time? I mean, man. I told you I was sick, right? And then the day after I felt worse, but that day, yeah, I was feeling sick as well. Which is why yesterday I didn't really stream. It's the bathroom. Yeah. No, I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all, not one bit. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. I know, I read that. Yeah, I did read that, Turtle, yeah. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to... shouldn't need longer than 22 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take 30 minutes recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Aha. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Yep. February 24, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Oh, what do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. I've been thinking of it here. His blood was there, or his handprint was there, so he was there at the time of the murder. So what likely happened is, we don't know why, but we know Jake Marshall is likely the one who dressed up as Goodman. Probably had some of the blood of, he probably someone had the police's blood on his hands. I forget his name. Let's see here. Okay, here's what I think so far. Marshall, the reason why he wasn't there was because he was dressing as Goodman. He didn't have the evidence, he didn't have the ID card. So instead, he opened the ID card and... yep. I live with my family anyways here, As I was saying. So, Jake Marshall went in using his ID... no, using his own ID card. And since he has access to the computers... no, not particularly, but anyways... after he went in using his ID card, he then was able to change it in the record. He was the one who had the data. Now, he took the whatever thing was that in the prosecution's area. I'm trying to think though here. Because supposedly the murder happened after 5/12. Actually, no, we don't. Wait a second, we don't know that the murder was after 5/12. We only have one eyewitness and the eyewitness could be lying. So. Okay. Here we're here. Angel Star and Jake Marshall have a vendetta against the prosecution. The prosecutioners, Lana Sky and Miles Edgeworth, after they both got either demoted or kicked out. So, plan was Jake Marshall would go to there, grab the evidence, dressed up as Goodman by using his card, used his card to get in. Or he could have even used Goodman's card as well. Use Goodman's card, dressed up as Goodman, handprint was right after his kerfuffle with Meekins. And then it was simply a matter of Murder. Because the murder didn't have to happen actually that early. It didn't have to happen at the car park. Because what if... I'm guessing Jake Marshall and Angel Star. But they wanted to deal with Frame Edgeworth here. They wanted to frame Edgeworth. However, so they probably left like a piece of Goodman like hanging out the trunk or whatever, right? They picked up in the lock or whatever. But it didn't. Wow. No, I thought you said you were he turtles. Anyways, here. As I was saying here, I guess these two, Jake Marshall and Angel Star, wanted to frame. Now, looking at the evidence, it says, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Actually, yeah. It's your own fault, though. So, because of this, what we're gonna guess here right now, that he didn't die at 5:15. Instead, this is what happened. We know the knife and stuff was taken. That doesn't matter right now. We knew the knife. We knew the. Was it? Well, the knife. Where is it? Here it is. We know the knife was placed in the muffler of his car, right? However. No, I only say ignore you when you say weird stuff. But anyways, as I was saying. But look here. 5:14. This is likely when they were grabbing evidence here. When Marcia grabbed evidence at 5:14. But then why would she say the muffler here? Why would she know about the muffler? I'm having a feeling that what likely happened is Goodman probably actually died in the evidence room. Possibly before. Let's see. Not sure that's a good thing to say, Turtles, but anyways, as I was saying here. Okay, if I had to guess, Goodman was already dead. Angel Star made it up to try and well, the original plan was to basically frame it all on Edgeworth, which is why they used his knife and stuff like that. Because for a little cut like that, there'd be no reason for that much blood to be there. So before 4, what likely happens, they put Goodman's body in the back of Edgeworth's car. Remember, it showed signs of it being picked. So it was picked, Edgeworth's car was picked, it was put in there. The body was put in there. And then they got the evidence. Now here's the thing. Rip Secret Ale, rest in peace. Why rest in peace here? I'm trying to think here. If I knew when the... 221, yep. So the thing got stolen. That's probably what happened. Oh, don't know if it will. Sum it up. Big Marshall disguised as Goodman went into the evidence room to take the evidence here. But he said the muffler, right? Yeah, I hate on turtles for no reason. Quote unquote. Now, here's the only thing I'm being held up on here. Lana mentioned the muffler, so she knew something was in the muffler, but supposedly that occurred at 5:15 or whatever. And if that occurred at 5:15, they couldn't have got the evidence, so... Wait. What else were they... They stole the knife, right? But how did the... Wait. They stole the knife, but how did the knife get there? Unless Jake Marshall stole Goodman's ID card Could have easily deleted the record. Went in, took it out. Yeah, okay. No worries, gamer. I don't care, gamer, but don't worry about it. I mainly... Whereas, yeah, I mainly just do cutting anyways here. Well, anyways, let's see here. I'm trying to piece it together in my head. I feel like the perpetrator was likely Jake Marshall. Wait, no. Hate me, it's unjustifiable. But anyways here, I'm trying to say, no, because in the video there wasn't... I'm checking the evidence here. Was he laying in a pool of blood? Here's what we'll see. If Officer Meekins was not in a pool of blood, because frankly, he got caught, so I feel like... Yeah. I know it is Turtles, yep. It is Turtles. That's their, mascot or whatever. Yeah, that's their mascot. See, I'm trying to piece together here. Don't trust Turtles, man. Now, here's the thing. The blood, there was a huge spot of blood in that room. However, I don't think the blood was Meekins. It was a huge pool of blood. He only got a cut. See, he's lying there. But there's no blood on the ground. Let's see here. Yep, Turtles for sure. Now, thinking here. See. Here's my main problem, gamer, here. My main problem. Yeah, broadcast your badge. True that. Here's the main issue. I'm trying to determine why they went back to the evidence room. It would have to be a fake out, right? But no, why would he get caught? They wouldn't want to get caught here, which is the problem. Turtle, stop doing weird stuff here, man. Anyways, as I was thinking here, though. So, we know that, most likely, Jake Marshall murdered Goodman in that room. Cleaned up the evidence. Got his ID card. No, he had to get his ID card earlier then. He got his ID card earlier. That. Unless it wasn't... Okay. It's the last thing. The ID is 59 or 57. Five 957. Goodman's card being... What if it wasn't about that? Rather with a... Oh, whatever. We'll go now. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Ima. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Oh yeah, gamer. Turtle has like 8 accounts maybe. Probably 10, 11, 12. A lot of accounts. Yep. Well, yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry about editing. I just do that on my own. If you want to use my content and edit and just post on your account, sure, go for it. If you want to do that, if you want to use my content, go for it, but don't worry. I'm able to edit stuff for my channel. Well, couldn't, or edited enough, which is just mainly cutting stuff out. Anyways, here. Nope. Gamer, you're wrong about that. Turtles doesn't have many emails at all. He uses other people's emails, yep. He signs them up to Twitch with other people's emails and then makes it... Just how it is. Anyways, here. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Oof. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Yeah, I know. She kinda looks like Mia, true that. What I thought. Yep, interrupted. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. Yeah. You better be, pal. Hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. Yeah, you were thinking, wait, Mia's alive, looked at the name and said, oh yeah. They were friends, though, supposedly. They were friends, yep. That's like that Mia died, though. That's like Mia died, but hey, yeah, it's what it is. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay, so... have you brought what I asked? Oh. You mean this, right? What the fudge is that? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. You're laughing at the fact that every cartoon like Family Guy and stuff, to make a character look married, you make them look similar. Really? Can you elaborate on that? When you make the married couple look similar? Because I don't know. Well, I don't know, do Lois and Peter look that alike? I don't think Lois and Peter look that alike, right? Or... oh! Like, make them look like siblings similar. I still don't know. Do the crippled guy and the wife look similar? I don't know either. I usually don't watch... I don't think I've ever watched Family Guy or South Park or any of those really. That one orange hair Family Guy character in glasses looks similar, Gotcha. Although I have no idea who that is. It's Milhouse's family in the Simpsons. If you're talking about some of them, eh? Cause yeah, I'm thinking like I don't think the main ones that look too like Wright. But I guess like secondary ones maybe. My name. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that's... Look it up later. Look it up now. Okay, yeah. How... Okay, I think I'm typing on the phone, man. Oh yeah, they definitely do look similar to that. Definitely, yeah. Anyways, but Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness. SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky. SL9 incident files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Ima, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number. The police filed it under 2 years ago. The rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark. No, Lana. That's over with. No. Ema, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Thank you, Gumshoe. Big Marshal, Angel Star, Damon Gaunt, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Ema. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence, yeah. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Incident SL9, closed, perpetrator Joe Dark, crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edis Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Marshall, wait a second, it's a brother rule. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana Sky, Ema Sky. Investigation Task Force, executive investigators Damon Gaunt, Lana Sky. Investigator and witness head investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Star. It's just a list of names, man. Just a list of names to be continued. Yep. Ba-da-da-da-da. Anyways, here, let's continue on here. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Ema didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. Yes, from her name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind. I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we got on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony the day of the crime. In plain old English. Yeah. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. What happened, Turtles? What happened? I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated lock? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? Someone gifted you a sub. Hey, good for you, Turtles, good for you. He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines. Or I was following orders, yep. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Yeah, I know. I know he is, but, oh man, fine. Just a bit of water. Oh, someone you helped to undertake genocide. Hey, good for you, man. Good for you, turtles. Good for you. Save the crime. Save it here so I don't have to go through it. Press everything we can. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual was recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Yeah. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. Oh man. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado, I know let rules get in his way. Oh great. No desperados I know join the police force either, yep. So Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime. Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Your eyes are being really buggy. Don't itch them. If you itch them, they're gonna get worse. Just, keep that in mind. Anyways, here. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. Press everything I can. Press everything. You used to be a detective, though you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. They keep getting so blurry. Could be tired, man. Be tired. Or migraines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentioned it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. Not tired of getting migraines? Well, don't know them then. Don't know. Eyes could be dry then. Could be dry eyes. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel steak lunches can beat that part of Vongol sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? About all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says he did not want to race this year. Savior. That looks like Santa. I don't know about that. I mean, maybe. I think he kinda needs a bigger beard to be Santa. But he could probably do it. There we go, objection. Santa real. Oh, Santa was real. He was known as Saint Nick after all. So yeah, he was Saint Nick. What do you mean, what do I mean? You don't know St. Nick, man. St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas was an actual person, man. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? You don't know St. Nicholas was an actual person, yeah. St. Nicholas was an actual person a long time ago, yeah. Which is what Santa Claus is based off of. That's why Santa Claus is also known as St. Nick. You feel disgusted, why is that? Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Here we go. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. This isn't real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds, about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. But it was blood. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Yeah, and you had that song. I know, Turtles, you already told me about it, yep. You told me about that song, I know. What's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene. A few days ago. Or last time I streamed during Valorant. You told me about it, I believe. Yep. The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall. It seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Oh, you told me about it, man. You told me about it. Told me about it. Oh, man. No, Turtles, you know what, man? For that, don't worry. I know what it's about, Turtles. But man, they used certainly an appropriate song as the background. They definitely used an appropriate song as the background there. I'm not gonna watch Heather's. No, Turtles, do you actually know the original song? Like the actual Japanese songs that they use as the backdrop? The one that they use as the backdrop is about, oh, you don't know it? It's called, if I recall right, Tiny Little Adiantum. And it's, you know, kind of like, you know, young girls in love with her teacher, and, you know, they kind of get together at the end, so yeah. As I said, it's definitely a fitting song. It's definitely a fitting song for it. What are you sorry about now? Oh, it's double, man. It's a double whammy there. Thing all fun, But yeah, it's it's a double whammy there. What the song is about. And then they do that on top of the song. There ain't a person in this room with a head on its shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. Have I heard the new Dream song? Nope. About the bloodstained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Bloodstained fingerprints, here we go. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. It wasn't by chance either. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Like you're playing Minecraft in the cave, looking for diamonds. It's funny, I'm in the same cave. Look. Yeah, whatever. You're being serious? Is that actually it? Is that actually the lyrics to the song? I'm guessing Dream didn't make it himself, right? Ah, like spasm. Yep. Those happen every now and then. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Dream is that. What has he done? Turtle, enlighten me onto what he has done. Whenever anyone does an accusation, I always take it with a grain of salt. I always take it with a grain of salt here. And I don't know enough about the drama. Grim kids, okay, huh? You need to tell me more about it, man. It reminds me of one guy. I forget, I think like one guy was 19, the girl was 17 or whatever. It's like 2 years. It's like... See, Turtle, now you're losing me because I know that ain't true. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. I know what he did. What likely happened here? He's in Goodman's disguise or whatever, and he stuffed it in with gloves and all into the locker. But because he was wearing gloves, it may be soaked through his hand, or when he's taking off, got blood on his hand, either or. Did he actually, Turtle? Do you have solid proof of that claim? Or are you doing something like, are you saying it because someone told you? Or do you actually have solid proof, like some direct messages? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know, but I know he did your room. Did you do that research yourself here? There's screenshots, okay. So, I'm saying there are screenshots, right? Let's see. I'll read it here then, fine. The screenshots and videos were from Dream Snapchat during a time when Dream was 20. Follow-up screenshots showed two of Dream's alleged friends discussing how the streamer confirmed that it was true. The burner account has claimed that they have filed a complaint with child protection authorities and are reaching out to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children after hearing about what happened with Dream. The alleged messages to the minor include Dream calling them... Okay, not reading that. Not the first time. A burner account accused him again. None of it is appropriate. Okay. Let's see. So 2022. Wait. I'm thinking here, wait. The screenshots and videos were from Dream Snapchat during a time when he was 20k. 2019, so he was 20, they were 17. That's kind of weird. Let's see here, fan influencer to be this close, okay. Okay, he claimed that he was about to fly, so he didn't have time. It's true that nobody wins. It's a big boy with kid, yeah. For now, fans, we'll have to wait for the video to find out. Man, this didn't tell me. Man, from what I've read, kinda. From what I've read, seems like it, but I need to look more into it for a solid claim. Have you heard about Dan Schneider? Nope. Let's see here. Ongoing legal case. Yeah, maybe. I don't know who that is, though. But yeah, I guess I'll probably search the... Okay, let's see. Or there is one credible allegation. Hmm. The month before her 18th birthday, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Then said he didn't. Hmm. Let's see here, huh? Did he do that, man, or is it something you're making up, Turtles? Anyways, here, huh? Let's continue, though. Hmm. Hmm. He made a unique... Did he actually... Oh! Kill Dan Schneider. Yeah, that was really weird. See, I don't... See, though, this dream, I don't know, because I don't know. If I search it up... See, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, when it's a burner account, man, Dream did it, yeah. As I said, I'm gonna have to do more research on it. I just see enough I can... No, you see enough false accusations online that you always have to take everything with a grain of salt nowadays. Faking Discord messages. He fought a 17-year-old. Fought a 17-year-old. How old was he at the time? And did the 17-year-old do something? Because, I mean, hey, if the 17-year-old punches first, man, I don't really feel bad about it. The 17-year-old is basically... No. The 17-year-old... He was the voice actor of Gumball. He made a 17-year-old drink. Yeah, that's weird. That's definitely weird. But yeah, I guess I'll search... Guess I'll have to search about that dream stuff, man. I have to go into the drama, man. I just... whatever. Bloodstained fingerprints here. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. Save here for now. Dream. Oh, little... Here's the thing though, for now. Sort of all I know about that is that they were 17. Which isn't exactly little, you know. Definitely weird though. It's definitely weird. Definitely weird though. Anyways, let's see here, we're gonna press it here. It's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month. Yeah, that's right. Appreciate that, Turtles, appreciate it. One of you, Gumball. Now reading that out loud. Yeah, that's right, that and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. He screwed himself over, he screwed himself over. Gumball said that's a dream, Why did the character from a TV show say that? What? I'm good. I don't wanna. That locker happens to be mine. What do you mean? I mean what I said. Well, that actually helped us quite a bit. It was a voice actor, That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still used. Oh, that's in there now. There was a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. That's a no-go. That would be heckin' weird. That would be way too heckin' weird, Turtle. Dial it down. That's weird, man. That's weird. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Are Shovel's fingerprints updated in the court record? One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Yeah, I mean, hey, anything won't get you banned. Yeah, completely unrelated. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. What? It didn't work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure once you're searching, you're allowed. But they aren't completely unrelated. Man. Let me use the video, man. I won't let me use the video. What the fudge? Are you actually turtles? Hmm. 14, yeah. Yep, not 15, I know. It wasn't by chance though, man. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. What is it, turtle? What's scary? You wanna know why? I'm scary, why is that? Why is that? I'm related. They're as different as night and day, kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what hominins have to do with this. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Press everything we can here. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. Can I look like the judge? Ah, definitely. Definitely. Although in actuality, I look more closer to my character than the judge. Anyways, here. I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. If it was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. Nope. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place her hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. Oh yeah, I'm definitely turtles. Anyways, that's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? Nope. The picture. The seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. Nope. You didn't get it, man. I know exactly what it is, man. Oh, I know exactly what it is. Man. It's just food for the buzzards. What is that on about? Oh, yeah. Don't. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my... Don't be weird, turtle. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. There is, though! There is! This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going, Mrs. Cross-Examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. It was him. It heckin' was. I know it was, man. Bro, why won't it? It doesn't let me. You learned something scary today. What is it? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? You might need Phoenix Wright. What did you do this time, Turtle? Another war crime. blind spots, places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth, the floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Yeah, fair point. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. You didn't do it, you... Oh, I see. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do now. Show evidence, I can do that. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Turtle, this isn't a good thing to joke about, just to warn ya. Just to warn ya. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us the incriminating evidence, Mr. Wright. Here we go. You're being serious, huh? Oh, it's definitely bad. What do you plan on doing about it? Oh, let's see here. Oh. There it is. There it is. Bringing your attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake, I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Suing him, huh? You gonna be able to, man? The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Want to... Yeah. That locker with white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Oh. I mean, if he did something really bad, you could report him to the authorities, yeah, you can. Report him to the authorities, don't suggest murder, though. I don't suggest murder. That locker with some white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. He's in trial. Oh, what's he in trial for? Actually, don't say if you don't want to say. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I'm always nosy with stuff like this, so... You don't need to tell me, I was just curious here. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Child abuse, ugh, yikes. Yeah, hopefully he gets found. Hopefully he gets guilty, hopefully. Definitely a bad dad, ay. When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get executed, but hopefully he goes to jail for a while. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Not sure that's gonna happen, Turtle. Order, hold your horses. Sorry, partner. But you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. That is really bad. Okay, wow. That's okay. Yeah, that's real bad. Okay. Sadly, you won't be able to. However, Turtles, at least you have one bright side here. One bright side. If people in jail learn what he did, you're probably gonna get your wish. If people in jail learn what you did, I don't think you're gonna be strong enough. And if you do, you'll probably go to jail. As I said, if people in jail find what he did, he is probably ain't gonna be alive. You probably ain't gonna be alive there for long. So you won't get your wish, but that's a heavy topic, alright, aye aye aye. It doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. It's definitely bad, man. Marshall don't get it. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a monster man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. Oh yeah, I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah, I call your bluff. I don't know why. I don't know why either, turtles, don't know why either. It would appear I have that effect on people. Yep, apparently I have that effect on people. Anyways, oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say open that locker, now prove it. Here we go. No, I don't want to start a cult. If I did start a cult, it would be a cult of me, and I don't know what it would be about even. I don't even know what it'd be about. Anyways, here, evidence locker. Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Blahaj. That's short. Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. A shark in a jar, for like ingredients or whatever. Ain't that illegal? Thought it was. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Oh, shit, a pet shark, I don't know about a pet shark. I feel like they do a lot better in the wild. Although personally, I want a pet bird. Taxidermy shark. Oh, then why'd you call it a pet if it's dead? If I ever got a pet, I think I'd probably want to get a bronze-winged pinus parrot. Yep, that's what I'd want to get. You have 2 birds, lucky. Lucky. I want a bird, but I can't really get a bird because, we have 2 cats. We have 2 cats and that'd be awful. They're annoying. Yeah, birds, I don't know, they don't seem that bad. What type of birds are they? Are they the very talkative ones or something like that? Anyways, there are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint lock. Oh, Sheriff. Yep. What do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No. No! Order, order, order. What this? Explain yourself. 2 parakeets, huh? Aren't parakeets the loud ones in the are parakeets the loud ones? I thought they are. Well, that's probably why they're annoying. You have the loud ones, man. Most parakeets are very noisy animals, huh? I love it, yeah, that's good. That's good. Order, order, order. But just explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I kind of have my doubt that you just got new birds and already named one me. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ole, please answer the question. Didn't the bird already have a name? What is he now? A bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshal. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. It had no name. How does your bird not have a name? Don't you already, like, name them immediately? And it's all... I swear, Turtle, you think everything's autistic, man. You think I am? You think I am? You think the bird is? You named it me. Thank you, man. It can't fly. Well, of course it can't fly, man. Normally, they don't normally... When you get a pet bird, they usually clip off the flying wings or whatever, so the bird can't fly. I mean, that's usually what they do. Then they clip off the flying wings, so there's like certain flying feathers or whatever. You cut those off and they can't really fly. I wouldn't really call it the bird's fault. Not really. Anyways, here. Yeah. But you're the bird of more, it can fly. Yeah, as I said, I'm guessing probably the flying feathers are... I'm guessing you guys might have removed the flying feathers or something. Who knows though? Who knows? I might be wrong. You don't like a Mori, why is that? I believe we can figure the rest out from here. Can. Have a look at these floor plans. You like Secret Hill, he's chill. Ah. That's why you named him Secret. You named him Secret because I'm chill. Ha. And the Mori is mean. Ah. Yeah, some birds, I guess. I never had birds though. I've done research, but I can't get them. I can't get a bird till I move out. And if I got a bird, I'd want to wait. After I did policing stuff. Well, after I went to Academy thing. Because if you think about it, you know. Do it after, it just seems very bad. Because the bird would get... And then, if I had to go, and I had bird would have to be in house. Oh, his original name was Airy, but you changed it because it was a man. Ah. So you changed Airy to a man. Gotcha. To a Mori. Not Sunny. Not Sunny, eh? Anyways, have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. Now Airy is Secret Hill. Gotcha, gotcha. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was it witnessed? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. He crawled. That's right. The only possible conclusion. And a Mori is a Mori / Sunny, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? The killer! He called it a Mori and Sunny, yeah. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So, Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Your chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. Did I miss something? I told you I wouldn't get a parakeet, I'd get a parrot. A pioneer's parrot, man. But he was the killer. Oh wait, no. Victim, there we go. He was a victim. Wrong one. Kept thinking Meekins was a victim. Officer Marshall was standing right here. Parakeets only live like 1 to 2 years. Is that true, man? Pretty sure they live a lot longer. Yeah. Parakeets live an average of 6 years, but can live as long as 18. Yeah. The average lifespan of a parakeet as a pet is 7 to 15. So I feel like if they're only lasting 1 to 2 years, I feel like maybe it might be handling error here, not gonna lie. Yeah. I know that this is more about you, man. That is more about you. I don't know what you're doing wrong, but you're doing something wrong, man. Yeah, because they last longer than 2 years, man. Let's see, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing wrong. Let's see, what causes parakeets to die early here? Because, yeah, if you have parakeets, I was like, wait a second. Let's see, a poor diet. Poor diet can do it as well. Do you give them the right kind of food then? Do you give them the right kind of food? Because that should also do it. Do you give them proper exercise as well? Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I can't see! These events can occur without prior. Let's see, proper care, balanced diet, close observation. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not an expert on birds, man, so I don't know. But what I do know is parakeets are supposed to live more than 2 years, like... Oh, like a lot more than 2 years, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, did you like, did you, okay, like, where'd you get them from, man? Were they, like, already old when you got them, or? Like, were they already pet smart, Yeah, I don't know, man, I don't know. Let's see what it says. So you have 75% seed pellet blend and 20% fresh fruits like dark leafy greens, vegetables, fresh fruits. Then you can do some 5% treats, Are you sticking 2021? Don't know. Oh, I know that you should probably figure out what's killing your pets, man. Could also be disease if they don't get washed properly. You could make them die of disease. Too many options, and I don't know enough about birds. Anyways, Officer Marshall was standing right here. There. But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Are you sure? I know that a lot of birds, you do need to wash them every now and then. I know, like, for instance, parrots and stuff like that. You can bring him in the shower even. Let's see, you should give your parakeet a chance to take a bath a couple of times a week. Huh. Well, parakeets should always be given cool or lukewarm water baths or showers, Huh. Well, hey, turtles, the more you know. Ah, they're washing the water bowls, hey. Wait, they're washing their water bowls. Ah. Wait. What if they're washing their water bowls? Does that contaminate the water? Also, smoky house could be killing them. Oh, yeah. That's probably killing them as well. That's probably killing them. Hmm. Hmm. Supposedly it's not good for them to bathe in their drinking water though, supposedly. But then again, as I said, I don't know much about birds. I'm on. I'm talking about the bird, yeah. Oh no, turtles. Maybe get an air purifier to help. Because if it's really smoky, that's not good for the birds. Anyways, correct. And this man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. Your last word lasted like 12 to 15. Yeah, what was your last word, actually? What was your last word? If it was a parrot, I'm pretty sure parrots are supposed to... last a bit longer than that. Yeah, turtles. Maybe when you get money, get an air purifier or something, man. That's, like an air purifier for the area your birds are in. Because, yeah, it's probably helping including the birds and also get another bowl for them to take a bath in. So one for drinking water, one for baths, because, yeah, they shouldn't do both, yep. Could have been a parrot, could have been a parrot. Anyways, he also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. It was not a parrot, huh? Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me, small green bird, eh? Small green bird pet. Warbler? I don't think that's it. I don't know, man. She was 7'9". Now that's a very big bird, man. 7'9". And like I don't think dinosaurs. They must have been like a dinosaur. Holy crap! Ay ay ay. Anyways, here he suddenly pulled a knife on me. Ay ay ay, that's huge. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. You meant you're 7'9". You're pretty tall then, holy crap. I don't think I've ever... actually, crossing out. I have met someone that tall. Well, actually a bit taller than that. There's this one dude, man. Then we got our, heater changed or whatever, like, you know. You got leg implants, I'm not kidding, like, this guy. Like, literally, his head touched the roof, man, and I'm like, holy heckin' crap. This guy's humongous. Like, I don't know, man. This dude was enormous. He changed the house heater. But man, dude was huge. He was a giant. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. Yep. And then there's sort of weird stuff again. Trying to be Slenderman. Gotcha. Yeah, as you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. Yep. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Dr. Marshall, or Officer Marshall? Make it super long, like a giraffe. You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Yep. Circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it. Ugh, yoy. We'll make him confess, eventually. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I like adults, yeah, whoa! And that is something that's never changed, Turtle. That is something that never changed. Let's see, like, I think the earliest time. Got a crush on my teacher was like in grade 4. In grade 4, I still remember them. Yep, that never changed. Anyways. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I mean, yeah. Yep. Your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt? Oh. Yeah, my teacher, yeah. Okay, come on, man. Which kid hasn't got a crush on their teacher before? Man, I didn't do anything weird with the teacher, man. That's weird. But yeah, I have one teacher, 2, 3. Oh no, a lot of my. it's enough of the teachers, anyways. Oh, Mr. Wright. That Officer Marshall dressed up as a victim. Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. See if you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. What do you mean? There's not even circumstantial evidence because you open the locker and you go in there. Think it's a locker. Huh, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Check Marshall's locker and see for yourself. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Turtles, you do something like that again and you won't get ignored, man. As I said, man. There is a simple line. There's a simple line when it goes from, like, you know, sexual. And I'm just saying, don't go over that line. Yeah, you were thinking about it, did you still did it, man? Remember, man, Turtle, I told you the next one's gonna be very, very long. So I did warn you, man. I'm not giving an exact date. I'm not giving an exact date. Yes, it's bad, but Turtle. No, it's gonna be strike 2, man. I suggest don't do anything weird now. I suggest being on your best behavior for this stream. I'm just being on your best behavior for the rest of this stream because you're on strike 2. And strike 3 you get ignored. Anyways, looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. Bummer. Well, and the consequences of your own actions. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Preferably not, Turtles, yeah. If you end up being racist on Hack and Stream, and I don't do nothing about it, Twitch is gonna be mad. Anyways, here. Then what can you do? Be normal. I think that's pretty good. Or they should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place to hide the evidence? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. You're not normal though. Well, everyone has filters that they have to use, man. Everyone has filters, and when you have your filters, you have to think for a second. and filter out what you were gonna say. Make it appropriate for the right occasion. Telling an adult about that type of stuff is inappropriate. Very inappropriate. That's a conversation you have with kids your own age. Anyways here, yet you did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. You can say that if you want, man. That's fine. When you're talking about other stuff, like you said about the teacher's part, or what you did in class, that when it crosses over the line. Good for you, Turtles, good for you. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker, according to the defense's argument. Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, what exactly is this piece of cloth? It's a disguise, yup. We know. It is a disguise, yup. Perhaps a video is the key to all of our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Oh, yeah. Didn't watch all of Steven Universe, but yeah, I watched some of it when I was younger, yep. But no. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloths. Watched all of it, ah. The only thing I mainly remember about it is the ending song is pretty catchy. That's about all I remember. The ending song was pretty catchy, and that's about it. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloths. I'm not playing Omori again. I will not. I will not, because I have to replay a whole ton of crap, and I don't wanna. Plus, I got a happy ending. I don't want a sad ending. I want to keep my happy ending. Thank you very much. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. Oh. Why? The game goes by very fast when you do the Hikikomori route, maybe. Yeah, I didn't see it like this. What am I gonna do here, man? I'm gonna say probably because he got his blood. Beacons of blood on it. That'd be way too conspicuous to take out. Now, right, please. Well, what do you have to say to that? Alright, partner. You really want to know the reason I had to open my locker? Why? So I can stuff you in there. Well, I'm sure the world would be a better place with you sent off to the boneyard. Fortunately, unsolved cases can't be stored in the evidence room. Now I'm an unsolved case. Oh man. Don't know who that is. I gotta find it, man. This sucks, man. Gotta find what? Very well. Tape after committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloths. Please show us why the witness opened the locker. Yeah, I already played Project Moon. Already played Project Moon. Not a Mori, no. Not playing a Mori. Nah. I don't wanna play a Mori. Nah. Just do it, no. Stream it yourself. Play a good game. I thought you liked Ace Attorney. I thought you liked Ace Attorney. I thought you liked Ace Attorney, man. At first, Oh, you know what to say, turtles. Fuck the sake. Okay, let's use this again. You like to that hurt your head, Well, what do you have to say to that? Alright, Barner. Bro, what the heck am I looking for, man? I can't find Jack in your man. Put away the white cloths. Please show us why the witness... What? No. Why the witness... Phoenix of Wright jumped out of the screen and punched her, yeah. I can't figure it, I'll figure it out eventually. One of the different tiers somewhere. Oh. There we go, the bloodstain. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. I do not. That doesn't sound like a good one. It doesn't sound like a good squad. Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I knew, though, man. I mean, next game probably gonna be Metro. Metro, whatever. One of the Metro games, and don't know what after. But don't worry, Turtles. We'll do plenty of Valorant in League of Legends, because I know how much you love that. Anyways, not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Didn't need to know that. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. Didn't need to know that. I had to do with that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. And managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. What do you mean, I guess I did what? Objection overruled. I did not need to know that. Objection overruled. Any more objections and you will be held in contempt of court. Anyways, so the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. I did not. Well, there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? I did not. Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he is the donor. Nah, that was too much blood for a hand. Cut. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Ay, ay. Marshall's confession. Yep. Let's bring out some more info out of him. What do you say, it? You mean? Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. You don't need to say that, man. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. However, he was an investigator in that investigation, according to... What if his brother died? He was an investigator, though. Why does blood taste like copper? I believe it more so tastes like iron. I believe it tastes like iron. And it tastes like iron because there's iron in your blood, man. There's, this composition has like one iron in the middle. One iron or whatever. In the middle, you know, just for carrying oxygen. Stuff like that, anyways. Yep, there's iron in your blood. That what makes it look red, supposedly. Although, you know, speaking of that, some animals do use copper. Some use other stuff as well. Some use copper, some use... I forget the other ones, man. And hey, if you get enough radiation, your blood can even be green. You can get green blood like an alien. But yeah, there's green blood, there's blue blood, there's purple blood, there's yellow blood. Yellow blood's mainly for bugs and stuff like that. Blue tends to be for arthropods, and that's the copper one. Red blood's just iron, mostly mammals and stuff like that, And there's purple blood, I don't know what they use, but it's like worms and stuff like that. Some like deep sea creatures, if I recall right. It's interesting stuff, man, anyways. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why did he care so much about it? I know why. That day was my last chance, that's why I stole the detective ID card and dressed like him. I plan to take out the evidence. Okay, have a good one, Turtles, have a good one. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why. Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned to the ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. That explained it, there we go. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. Wait, who did it? Maybe Gaunt, maybe. The Marshall probably didn't kill. No, a murder definitely happened. I think Marshall killed Goodman earlier and stuffed his body in the trunk of Edgeworth's car while he was at the police station. And it was here, the ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But you could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. Which means that he likely had an accomplice because no one else knew about it. Probably Angel. He had to have had an accomplice though here. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins, I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is the 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year, yeah. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Yeah. Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out this way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? Wait. No way the knife would have stuck in the muffler. Actually, yeah, no way the knife would have stuck in the muffler. No man. I think Goodman was killed in the evidence room. He actually did die in the evidence room. I'm trying to think how the knife got where it was. Angel Star was literally already there. So I guess Angel Star could have planted the evidence there, technically. Angel Star could have planted the evidence there. And then when Mana Sky came there, it was just a happy coincidence there. Or a bad coincidence. Because the knife was already Alton. Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So he knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. Pressing everything here. So, he did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make much difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you blooded your coat and your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found in the scene certainly indicates the crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So, you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no I didn't. It was already gone, yep. Goodman had it. Someone killed Goodman. Trying to frame Edgeworth, stuffed him in Edgeworth's car, that's why I showed signs of being broken open. Stuffed it in there. The knife was there as well. And then, let me guess, it was peeking out a bit. Lana was suspicious, probably it was jammed and didn't shut all the way. She opens it up, she sees it. She saw the knife or whatever, quickly grabbed it, wrapped it in the cloth or whatever, stuffed it in the muffler. And when she's saying the muffler, she was talking to Ima. Oh. Yeah, I think he was killed in the evidence room for sure though. Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Good to save here. Good to save here, okay. Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID. Injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Not at all. Like I said, this isn't your case, this one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal, let's hear more. I can't just forget the yesterday incident, you know why? I do know why. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? Nope. That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Though Dark was convicted for his crimes, one thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, right? Didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. Here. Sorry for objection here. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. In the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And his case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? Brother. He was my brother. There it is. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gaunt, the then Deputy Chief of Police. Boy, that was him, not Marshall. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Ah. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. That's it. That's your reason for your insane actions. There's more to my brother's death than what the record says. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. What if Gaunt is the killer? What if Gaunt is possibly the killer here? Someone's framed. I think it might be Angel. I still think it's Angel or Marshall though. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, though he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. No, that's not it. I object. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time at the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. I don't think it was coincidence. It's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, That means the murder in the parking... That means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one, which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today, but... There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Nope, not pool of blood. I object. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Man, I object. I rest my case. I object. Let me object. Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. However, there's more to it. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it. Your Honor, wait. Yuma, the defense has an objection. A scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. You're gonna be like, fine. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Aha. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. It left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean, the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Oh, sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. Like Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with him, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me. Oh boy. Yep. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to... Now, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What's wrong with the blood print? It's no print because he was looking at my glove and he took it off. But what if someone else was here before? What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I object. I only have one option here. This handprint left at the crime scene. They really show the contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at this floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. What's the hell? No. Where the crime occurred, why would there be a blood print there? Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. The huge blood pile that's in the corner. I know. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Luminol spray. As they say back west, even the blind man can hit with buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. No use. The more evidence there is, the greater the chance of me being wrong. Let's come down, Mr. Wright. Try to remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What is it that bothers me about this blood mark? Please allow me another chance. Gosh darn it, man. Gosh darn it, I thought it was right. Missing, you mean something hasn't been drawn in here. I get it. It's the mascot. Yeah, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. I get it. Let us pray the defense is simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. I got it. I know what it is. It's this right here. The blue badger panel. What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger. Mascot of the police force. Defender of truth. Guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. Please look. The blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Oh, that's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. Whoa! Yeah, to do it. I got there. So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? But traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there, Mr. Wright. Think it through scientifically. Something happened there beforehand. Before it got cleaned up, but not all the way. Ima. That afternoon. Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just a moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. I think the Luminol would have been good as well, but whatever. Someone bled prior to the struggle. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. I object to your objection. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? 5:30. I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that Prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the blocker proves this. Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. The record. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? For 20. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card. Oh! The ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel to the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away. By the real murderer. Yep. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. 20 minutes though. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777. Taking the right. 7777777. Yep. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, someone let him in. He must have entered along with the real murderer. Yep. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. There we go. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out who the ID number is 7777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. It's the police chief. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. There it is again. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes. No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing. About that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. Oh, he probably... Okay. The Marshall guy, Jake Marshall, probably got... No. The other Marshall probably got killed when he was protecting Lana. Because if we look here... Yo, Marshall. She was a witness as well. What happened is that he probably protected her and yeah. Oh yeah, shame. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Ah. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why would you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence, they're really bad. She's a bad guy. Oof. The evidence was forged, yikes. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! Oh, Nana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Ay. To be continued, eh? We did pretty well. Much better than the earlier one where I took forever trying to figure it out, just going one by one trying to figure out what I did wrong. This one was a bit quicker. It was a bit quicker with the uptake, you know. It was here. February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. He didn't know, man. I don't like that. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark to... Crap. Huh. Thought this was Google, eh? What a way to introduce yourself, man. What a first impression. That's definitely a first year. Anyways. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing good. Yep, hi indeed. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. Okay. I was pretty spot on. I thought it was Lana, but it was Emma. Sure. What? He tried to kill you. Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Huh. Well, guess we need more information, eh? SL9 incident. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark, yep. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. Ah. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture, eh? After the incident, here we go. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? I don't think he knew. I don't think Edgeworth knew here, Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Alana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did. Especially not to Ima. Permanent picture, here we go. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Should I ask her? I don't know, probably not the best idea, but we're gonna. Whether it's a good idea or not. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? You gonna get anything? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Ima. You've been through so much. Yeah, it does really suck, eh? I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. Oh man. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Yeah, that'd be hurting. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Ima tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling here. There's something that's puzzling me, Ima. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. There's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. But why? Across from the elevator. No, why would he go into a closed room where he can't escape? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, he was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I'd better have another talk with her. Okay, great. Take a look at my badge. See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah! I had to do it. Anyways, here, still no more. It said that it's in the file, but I can't read the file. It seems everything is somehow related to this incident. I suppose it labeled again. The SL9 incident. Yes, the name of everyone connected to this trial is listed in here. All that's left is to figure out just what role everyone plays in this case. If we search hard enough, I think we'll find our answers. What exactly did or didn't Lana do? I'm not sure I want to know everything. Detention center, here we go. February 24, detention center visitors room. Hey, Lana. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana. Emma told me about you. Oh. About how you were a detective 2 years ago. Now, the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Today's trial. Yeah. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well. Though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Did Goodman know that it was fake and then try to attack? Probably not right. It is a possibility, but I don't think that'd be right. I don't think it was like they learned about it. They tried to confront Lana and Lana tried to kill. Or I guess maybe. I guess Lana could have done it if Goodman was gonna reveal it open, because he was gonna open the case again. And that might get the guy out. Possibly. Anyways, I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Detective Lana Skye. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gaunt cracked together. Chief Gaunt. He was a deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gaunt. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister, yep. But now you're chief prosecutor, what happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became the chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Oh, so he faked evidence with you, yeah. He faked evidence with you, therefore, hey, he can get some help. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Dark investigation. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gaunt, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gaunt and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Yep. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us, first one at the scene. Tim and Gaunt and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gaunt and Marshall let the guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gaunt, Chief Gaunt, and myself. But how did he have a weapon? How do you have a weapon on him in the investigation room? And why wasn't he handcuffed? Ugh. Thinking weird. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was finding some papers while Gaunt and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Yeah. So, Dark, Marshall, and Emma. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma. The victim, Emma, who had passed out. And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seemed Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just told her. Can't blame her, after all, her sister must have gone through. Okay. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes. His actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I mean, there's no way that Lana... There's no way... Stabbed in the back like that, though. Especially the heck. Especially if he charged. If he charged, the stab would make more sense on the heck and... on his chest, not his back. It's so weird here. It's so weird. It feels, it really feels off. Thinking about that. The eyes... What could have happened that day? No way Lana killed Marshall, right? Marshall wouldn't have lost the fight. So you see what the guy said, true, that Marshall wouldn't have lost the fight. There may have been someone else who came to help. Someone else who, well, came to help Dark. Or Emma tried to help and accidentally stabbed Marshall. Getting the two confused. Possible. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of the case. Everyone has to live the rest of their life with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gaunt and I shared. The office that Mr. Gaunt now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. We'll keep on saving here. Probably here, right? February 24, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem quiet. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seemed the same. No, the chief of detectives seems the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. That man must be the chief of detectives. He's staring at the screen so hard it might shatter. What? Dark case may have been fabricated? That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anyone. Now there's a guy who cares about his work. February 24, Police Department entrance. Howdy, Bambino. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambino? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy. Must be his pet cactus. Hey, where are you headed? Oh, say where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Okay, fine. Your trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was your dark, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match, with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there was a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. The facts have been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was the first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... At the Wright, it was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Scars here, huh? There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Goodman, eh? This guy was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambino. I mean Damon Gaunt and Lana Sky. Gaunt and Sky. The investigation lead, Damon Gaunt, and his second in command, Lana Sky. Had to do it, man. Had to do it. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duel. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gaunt, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Scott was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentioned it, he must have said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is all too... Sorry, Bambina, but the secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Not a secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gaunt. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. That's kind of sad. February 24, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. It was before. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Plan. Get a test on the blood to figure out whose blood it is. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Let's see. I wonder how Edgeworth is taking it right now. Edgeworth, how you taking it, man? February 24, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today, yeah. With Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Oh, we go back now. February 24, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everybody's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what he did and the decision about what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media on tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gaunt's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. I think we're gonna call it here for today. Tomorrow, Valorant or League, I don't know which one. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Now we'll see you all later. Peace out and have a good one. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.